Welcome to this C# support video for the 7th in the series on just getting familiar with how to use lists and data structures. So in this challenge, we need to make a function which will convert a list of strings to an array of integers. So we have a function set up for us. It has one parameter, which is a list of strings. Each of the strings in this list is a string representation of an integer number, a positive integer number. So we need to be able to convert them to an integer and then add them into an array and return that array here. So we can assume that all of the values are valid strings. We don't need to do any validation here. So remember the difference between a list and an array. They are both, in this case, they're both one-dimensional data structures, as in we can store values in order. And we can specify the order with a single number, that's the one dimension. The difference is that a list is a dynamic data structure, so we can dynamically add and remove values from it, whereas an array is a static data structure, so we have to declare the size of it up front, and we can't add or remove anything from it dynamically. So we're going to have to create our array at the beginning. Let's call it array of values, and then we'll need to allocate the right amount of memory for it. So we need to know how many values we've got, and we can get that from our list. So we can count how many values are in the list and use that to allocate the right amount of memory, and once we've done that, we can iterate through each value in the list, convert it to an integer, and then set the corresponding value in our array here. So let's see. We'll iterate through each of the values. So we'll start at the beginning. We'll keep going until we get to the end of the list, and we'll increase each time. Then we want to set the value in our array, the one that we're going to return, at the position that we're currently looking at, to the value in our list. But we have to be careful. This is a string, so we're going to have to convert it to an integer first. So the program assures us that they're all correct and valid, so we don't have to do any validation here. So we should just be able to pass that string to convert it to an integer so that we can store it into the right place. So that should set each value. All we need to do now is return the array, and I hope it will work. We'll see. Excellent. So yeah, we've tested it with a number of different values. The thing to be careful of here is that a list, you count the values in a list. I often sometimes get confused by trying to get the length of the list. Sometimes that works as well. There we go, a list doesn't have a length, but it does have a count. Excellent.